Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's class session. So, yesterday we discussed about a one quality plan, and we created some characteristics. So today we'll complete those quality. We'll verify whatever we discussed yesterday, and we'll discuss transform work order in today's session. So log into the application with our username scp_user1. I hope our time will be okay. Let's see. So navigate to work definition. Sorry, work execution. Navigate to work execution. So navigate to manage work orders. Navigate to manage work orders. So create a standard work order. So item, what is that item? Lenovo or which Lenovo laptop, right?
Yes, Sarath.
Lenovo laptop, some one quantity. Click on save and edit. Click on save and edit. So work definition is fine. So the current time is 20. Okay, it's taking. Okay, that's fine. So there is only two operations we included. So 10th operation and 20th operation. I hope we map properly. Select save and close. Select save and close. Select save and close. So select Lenovo laptop. So 1011. Let's release the work order. Select done. So now go to review dispatch list. Navigate to review dispatch list. Review dispatch list. So 1011, expand it. So click complete. So let's select search. So select all. Select test work center. Select search. So 1011, 20th operation. Okay, still inspection plan is not popular. It's okay, guys. So why waste time? Quickly we'll change it. So I'm going to pause recording. Why we have to keep on including that scenario in recording. Okay, then we are going to complete the inspection where we included two characteristics. That means even we can include more than one characteristic. So where we have to enter the result. See, so for Lenovo laptop, what we mentioned. So just we mentioned a item, and if you have to mention like, so for example, yes, then only, okay, so not yes, only it should be y nothing but yes. That's what only acceptable value which we mention, rather than y. If you mention anything, the quality will fail. But when it comes to the display size, so let's choose 13. So what happened? Accepted or not?
Yes, it is.
What is the target value here? Display size. Target
60.
value 14.
60,
Remember,
16.
target value should be 14.
14.
Remember, guys. So target value we mentioned 14, but still minimum 12 size, maximum 16 size we are accepting. Correct? Correct or wrong?
Yes, sir.
So that's what. So a range. So we can mention range by using the data type number, or else by using character we can accept only one value. It doesn't matter how many values is there, but end of the day we are going to use only one value. That is characteristic data type as character. So a data type number, system will allow you to choose the range. If you want, you don't need to give range. So you can mention only 14 only. That means only acceptable value should be 14 only. But rather than 14, ideally the target quality inspection is 14, but still the range we are accepting 12 to 16. Likewise, if you want, you can give the range also. For example, rating. So rating, ideally, I always prefer top rating, 5 rating items only, or else out of 10. So 0 to 10, I always prefer 10 only. But still, the item rating which are going to get 7 or above, still I'm going to accept. That means we are going to give range 7 to 10, but ideally target value 10. That's what we can mention. So that's what range we have included. As well as, can we maintain more than one characteristic in one quality plan? Of course, yes, right? We mentioned two
Yes.
characteristics.
Characteristic.
So that means ideally in a real manufacturing process, if you go with any big machinery, so they are going to have a lot of characteristics to check the quality, as well as they are not going to perform complete quality at the end of the operations. Usually, so based on the item processing, based on the components, they are going to include quality plans on so individual in between middle operations also. For example, there is so 10 to 900 operation sequence is there. 900 operation nothing but so we mentioned increment by how much, operation sequence increment by how much, what is the operation sequence we mentioned, operation sequence is 10 and increment by 10, where we choosing the
The plant parameters.
plant parameters. So that means for example from 10 to I have 900 operations or 930 operations. That means how many total operations is there?
93.
93 operations, correct? So first operation, for example, first operation is 10th operation, then and final operation is going to be 90th operation. Final operation is 90th operation. First operation is 10th operation. That means how many total operations is there here? So how many total operations is there?
93.
93 operations. Are you going to perform quality checks at 93 operation, last operation? Ideally.
Last operation.
No, ideally. If you have this many operations, so that means sometimes the item manufacturing process may take 1 year also. Correct?
Yes, Sarath.
So let's take an example that BHEL, Bharat Heavy Electronics Limited, something is there right in Hyderabad. So what they will manufacture? They always manufacture very heavy electronic items, correct? The manufacturing process even take 1 year. So if you perform quality checks at the end of the finished good, what is the, I mean, there will be a huge loss if there is any failure in the beginning. So a lot of time consumption and everything. That is the reason. So ideally in a real organization, based on the number of operations, you are going to include quality checks in between lot of operations also. Like for example, after completing 60th operation is the main one, so we will include one quality checks at 60th operation or 70th operation ready status. Let's take an example. Again, I'm going to include some at 200 operation. So again, I'm going to mention something at 500 operation. Like that, we are going to include lot of quality plans in between middle of operations also. Then how I'm going to map quality plans to specific operations? Tell me. How I'm going to map the operations into, sorry, quality plans to the specific operation.
By attaching them.
Operation
So
sequence.
there is a specification where we are going to give the operation sequence with operation plus status. Based on that one only quality plan has to applicable, correct? So first inspection plan details, then characteristics, then specifications. So these are the values which you are going to fill to create a inspection plan. Correct or
You
not?
mean that inspection criteria, right?
Sorry? Yeah.
That inspection
Criteria
criteria
where we are
for
going to mention. So for which
operation
operation we are
sequence.
going to map, what is the sequence?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that
Yes.
sequence should be work definition sequence. Okay. You have to ensure that that sequence you are going to map with a work definition sequence. Okay, guys. Okay, that's fine. So then, okay, this is fine. Select next. So now we are completing one quantity. Click on next. Then we are going to, by default completion subunit is FG, and I'm going to store this material in the FG1 quantity. Select, save and close. So far, whatever we are manufacturing, every time we are passing the quality checks. Every time we are passing the quality checks. So this time I'm going to create one work order where I'm going to reject that item. Okay. So let's see what will happen. So go to manage work order, select create a standard work order. So this time, so Lenovo laptop, quantity some 2 quantity, click on save and close. So the work order number is 1013, click on release. select done. So this time I'm going to reject the quantity. So I found that some issue is there. So in the inspection, when I identify the process has some issue or the specific quantity has some issue, then first step, let's complete this first operation. Then let's expand the search criteria. So test work area. So test work center. Select search. Select search. So 1011, right? Okay, this is the, oh no, not 11, 13. So 1013. So complete with details. So this time, so quality check, first one I will mention no. So it got rejected. Second one, even display size also, I'm going to reject it. See, both I'm going to reject it. Then second quantity. So second quantity I'm going to pass. Out of two quantity, one quantity quality failed, another quantity, that's fine. Okay, understand for everyone? I'm manufacturing two quantity. Out of two quantity for SEPH 1013 work order in 20th operation, first quantity quality got failed, second quantity it is passed. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So that means out of two samples, one is accepted, one is rejected. So that means we inspected both quantities. Click on next. Click on next. So the failure one, are you going to reject? Yes, as well as. So are you going to scrap or not? I'm not going to decide now. Let's take an example. Select next. So one quantity I'm completing. Select save and close. Now, if you verify the second one, so select status or only reject. Let's take an example. So it is going to be in test work area only anyhow. So the second one is in result status. Again, if you want, you can manufacture or else I can scrap it. I'm going to scrap this one because I found that even we cannot, we cannot adjust that item. It is totally failed. So again, a reprocess will take more cost, more expense for me at this moment. So I'm going to scrap it. Select save and close. Scrap it means just throwing into the bin. Now, one quantity we rejected. Clear? One quantity we rejected, even we didn't rework. We totally rejected and we scrapped it. Clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Then what will happen? Let's go to quality management. Let's go to quality management. So let's search quality issues. Let's search for quality issues. See, is automatically system created a quality issue or not? See, I'm searching quality issues. So is system creating a quality issue for 13/20th operation in Hyderabad inventory? Two issues because two characteristics got failed. So earlier also we failed one. So that is the reason we see one. So are we able to see? If you want, you can search clearly. Let me show
Yes, Sarath.
filters, organization. So CP underscore Hyderabad inventory organization. Select search. Select search. Does inventory select okay. Select search. Quality issues. Quality issues. Okay, out of this one, Hyderabad CP. Anyhow, these three are fine. Just let me just trying to search with our exact data. That's all. CP underscore Hyderabad inventory organization. Select okay. Select search okay. That's fine. Okay, now these are the three issues out of these three. So earlier we rejected one, that's why one quality issue is created. So now we rejected two. Two means it's not two quantity, it's one quantity. Then why system created two quality issues?
Because based on the operations, we have
No, it's based on characteristics. Okay.
Yes.
So there is two characteristics available for this quality plan which we used for 1013. Out of two characteristics, we failed both characteristics, correct?
Yes.
That is the reason system created a quality issue. Even we can create a quality issue manually. Even we can create a quality issue manually. So here we can see. So this is the NC number as well as non-confirmation work in process. So severity, if you want, you can change the severity. Occurrence is that high occurrence. That means is that happening on a regular basis or medium or low. Let's take an example, medium. Source, when we identified this quality issue, as it is created from quality inspection plan, by default the source is inspection, or else if you identify in manufacturing process you can choose manufacturing source, or else at the time of receiving if you identify you can choose receiving, anything is fine. So it's okay, inspection. Then so organization September underscore Hyderabad inventory. So if you identify in any other, for example customer, if customer identified then we can choose the customer details. If supplier identified, so from supplier point of view, if we whatever we are receiving, if you identify the issue, then we can choose which supplier shipped the material. Likewise we can choose. So at this moment I'm keeping as inspection disposition status. So are you going to return to the merchandise organization, return to supplier, or dispose as a scrap? Do we need to dispose as scrap or perform no repair? We cannot repair. So what is the status? What is the status we are doing at this moment on the specific item? So whatever happening, for example I'm going to scrap it. So far I'm going to scrap it. So quality checks is out of specification limits. So we mentioned some limits. So it is out of limit. What is the limit we mentioned? 12 to 14 for example, but it is out of limit. Every time it is out. So it got out of limit, like so some level. We mentioned that minimum should be 12 and maximum should be 16. So anything is we are accepting, even target value is 14, but as quality failed because the display says became 11. So that's a quality check characteristic. For this characteristic, it created one quality issue. Then expected resolution date. For example, so rather than this says if there is any other issue. For example, so we always have cars. Let's take an example. Sometimes what will happen? The car is going to have some issues, right? So the new version of car, someone will report like there is a suspension issue in the all cars. Let's take an example. Or else there is just some sound issue is there, or else some battery cooling issue is there. So is anyone face this kind of issues? Anyone observed?
Yes. Yes.
Or else this Honda Activa bikes is there is a cooling issues is there, correct? Then that is a recurring issues. Then we have to act on those issues. Of course it's not a showstopper. For example, so now let's simple example, there is a Honda Activa bike always. So every 3 days, I mean, for example, if you're not using for 3 days, automatically, so self-studies won't work. That's the issue. Cooling issue is there. But what will happen? That means they stop production or they're still manufacturing and selling to the customers. They're manufacturing and anyhow they fixed in 5G something series like that. So in that scenario, so the quality issue is there, which is a recurring issue, but disposition status, we are not going to disposition. So what we can choose, so we can say that use as is we are using that one, but when we can resolve that one, expected resolution date. So I'm expecting that. So my target is by December 30th, I'm going to fix that issue. That is expected resolution date. So if you want, you can add some workflow. So or else issue resolution workflow with pre-approval and approval. That means, so once we are resolving the issue, again it has to go with approval process, quality approval. So anyhow, approvals is not yet available for quality. So which workflow you want to choose, you can choose. For example, I'm going to choose issue resolution workflow. So created by SCP underscore user one. Then who has to work on this quality issue? So assigned to, I'm going to assign to SCP underscore user one or user two, anyone is fine. SCP, same person I'm going to assign. So when you are searching normally with complete field, we have to enter complete details or else go to advanced. Okay, guys. So like this, you have to mention clearly. So for example, so if you don't type fully and if you don't, if you're not sure exactly, then you have to go with username status or any other such criteria. Okay, select okay. Then I'm assigning this quality issue to SCP underscore user one only. Select save. Correct. Save. Then go to affected objects. Go to affected objects. See, so these are the affected by Lenovo laptop. So where in this particular work order, in this operation, it got failed. Where exactly it got affected, we can see all these affected objects. So then workflow. So a seeded workflow. So here, so it is currently in draft status. Then we have to open, we need to review, then contaminate, like that one by one what we have to do. So we can track under this workflow where approvals is not required. Similar issues. If any other thing is there similar issue, we can see there is a similar issue NC11 for same item, but not, I mean, characteristic is not same, but for the same item, there is some quality issue. That is the reason there is a item match is there. There is a item match is there. So for the same item, there is other issues. So other matches, select other matches. So there is no other matches ideally. So if there is any other item also facing same display size issue, then we will see. So other matches also. Okay. Then select save. So select save and close. So what we have done, we created a quality issue. I mean, system created RS manually from the beginning. We can create a quality issue, and someone has to work on this quality issue. Someone has to work on this quality issue. So click on change status. Now, currently it is in open. Currently it is in open status. Then we have to review this one. So status change it to open. So fine. Then whatever the actions you have to take the actions. So before that one, so let me complete the, so in the open status, so we have to review the complete issue. We have to review the complete issue. So review the issue. So now I reviewed and understand the issue. That is fine. Select save it. Select save it. Then so review currently in progress. Review currently in progress. Then go to so contaminate. Yes, I'm going to review to contaminant process. So everything identified the issue. Select submit. So then what I'm going to do, so I'm going to work on this issue, contaminate to, so in process, working to fix the issue, Then, so once we are going to fix the issue, so remove contaminant. So whatever the issue is there, so we fix the issue.
Sarath, a small doubt.
Yeah.
Sarath. So, for example, if there's a quality rework which is you're doing it, I mean, I require an item and part. How do I get in that item here then? For example,
here we are not going to deal any work order process. So in a work order, if you identify any component is that, I mean, defect is there, then what we will do, we are going to return to ready status. Then we are going to return the existing component which is having defect, and we are going to issue another component, and we are going to complete the job. So that is the scenarios we tested. So now what we are doing, so we are, I mean, even reject also, there is no, even you don't need to reject. For example, even you complete it also. For example, if there is any recurring issues which we have to fix, then we will create a quality issue. Against that one, we will take the action. For example, simple scenario, as I said, so there is a Activa bike having cooling issues. So still they are manufacturing the item, they are selling to the customers. But to fix that issue, they are going to create a quality issue in their plant, and they will work parallelly on that issue. Someone will work on that issue, and they will fix that one. Once they will fix, so from the new versions onwards, they will give the new, I mean, they will come up with that a solution. That's what we are discussing: quality issue and quality action.
Sarath, this is only for the rejected, or because it is scrapped, that's why it is coming here, or even for the rejected also it will come here.
Once we reject, automatically in the quality manufacturing inspection plan, if we reject, automatically quality issue will create. So for example, we are not rejecting. So, but still, if someone reported the issue, more than one customer reported the issue, then what we will do, we will create a quality issue manually. Okay. So in this scenario, what happened is, So work in process quality plan failed, system will create automatically. But I sold the car, Baleno car, to some 10 customers. Then so all 10 customers are using that car happily, but they reported that there is a suspension issue. In that scenario, what we will do, we will create a quality issue manually that there is a issue is there. So which parallelly we are going to work to fix, but that means we are not going to stop manufacturing, right? We are going to keep on manufacturing same item structure, same work definition, but parallelly we will try to identify the issue and we will work on that issue. That is a quality issue. Clear? Clear, guys? First thing, are you able to hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Then remove contaminant. Remove contaminant means what? So whatever the issue is there, what is the reason it is causing the issue? We are removing that one. We are removing that one. So that means removing the defect component and replacing with correct component. So for example, we identified that so some component is not good, because of that one every time we are facing this quality issue. So suspension, let's take an example, the suspension is not good, so we are replacing with another version of suspension. So that means removing the contaminant. Then select submit. Then so issue close, we are going to close the issue. So close the issue. So this is what we are going to take the action on a quality issue. Then what will happen? So manually, this is the process we will do. Then once we close this one, so manually, for example, if the process is happened because of some component, let's take an example, then we will go back and we will change the item structure. Or else, so we identify that based on the operation, for example, the operation sequence is wrong, which the way we are defining work definition. Because of that one, we receive these quality issues. Then we will change the operation. Or else, specific component we need to replace from the purchasing supplier. Then we will, from tomorrow onwards, we will purchase from different suppliers. Likewise, by analyzing the issue, we will take the actions. Okay? Clear?
Clear, sure.
Okay, so just this so this is how we are going to track the data. So what is happening, we are going to track the data. But once we fix the, so fixing the issue means, so we have to manually change the either item structure or work definition, or else so the components are same, but when, let's take an example, we identified that we are purchasing the components from 3 different suppliers, but whenever we are so 2 suppliers are sending the good quality only, but one supplier is sending the different quality. Because of that one, the quality is, I mean, the items are failing. Likewise, we have to identify, we have to fix that issue manually. Whatever we fix, we have to track under quality issue and quality action. Now we created a quality issue. I mean, yes, in terms of manufacturing inspection or receiving inspection plan fails, automatically system will create a quality issues. In remaining scenarios, we have to create manually. Okay. So in inventory identified, our customers reported, then we are going to create a manual quality issue and we will act against that one. Now we worked on this quality issue and we fixed that issue, because so we identified that some component is causing this issue. Component is correct component only, but the component quality is causing the issue. So now I'm purchasing from different vendors. Let's take an example. Clear for everyone? That means what we have in quality, we have quality planning level, inspection plan level, inspection characteristics, inspection plan. Then apart of these things, we have quality issue and quality action. Quality issue and quality action. Then select done. So let's go to setup and maintenance once. Let's go to setup and maintenance once. Navigate to manufacturing and supply chain material management. So navigate to manufacturing and supply chain material management. So navigate to manufacturing master data. I hope we discuss. Let me check whether do we need to discuss anything. Plant profiles we discuss. That's fine. So we discuss here. Then we'll discuss transform work order. So far we discuss standard work order, non-standard work order, and rework work order. And we always given a minimum 1 day gap for each and every work order type. Clear? Correct? Just to avoid the confusion. I hope everyone is clear with first 3 types of work orders. Are any questions? I hope everyone is clear with first 3 types of work orders. Or any doubts on the standard difference between standard and non-standard rework, or any questions on those 3? Okay then.
No, Sarath, I'm clear.
Okay then. So what then we have one more work order, transform work order. So which is a new feature in cloud application, cloud ERP application. So what is transform work order? Transform nothing but, for example, I have two different items. Let's take an example. So I'm manufacturing Asus laptop version 1, Asus laptop version 2. So what is the difference between Asus laptop version 1 and version 2? So the first version of laptop, oh, not version 1, so it's it will confuse. Okay, what we'll say is, okay, so Dell Inspiron is there, Dell normal laptop is there. So a Inspiron laptop, for example, where we are going to use this, what we say, touch screen, where in the normal Dell laptop, we are not going to maintain touch screen. Okay, so but size, everything is same, features and everything. The only difference from Dell laptop to Dell Inspiron, let's take an example. I don't know the models, just I'm giving small example. Okay, so Dell Inspiron, let's take an example, is a touchscreen laptop. So for example, if remaining is all same, if I change normal screen to touch screen, this Dell laptop, first item model, is it going to become Dell Inspiron? Yes, all features are same. For example, if I change the display, is this item is going to
yes, Sarath, it becomes yes.
Yeah, it will become a different.
It's a very basic example. Likewise, so we can transform one assembly to another assembly by adding or removing the components. Okay, we can transform from one assembly to another assembly by adding or removing the components. Nothing but, so a transform work order process. A transform work order process. Clear for everyone?
Yes, Sarath.
Then, for what are the work order types we can maintain work definition? For standard work order, rework work order, transform work order, we can maintain work definition. It's not mandatory for transform or rework, but if you want to maintain, we can maintain work definitions also. So for standard, we created one work definition. Of course, for standard, we need work definition. For rework, we tested with one work definition. So for non-standard, any host system won't allow you. Transform work order, it is optional. You can create a work definition, or else without work definition also, you can assign the operation manually at the time of creating the work order. Now, navigate to manage work orders. So let's create a transform work order. Let's create a transform work order. Now, from item. So from Asus laptop. So this is the from item. So from Asus laptop, I'm going to transform to the first column is the to item. Okay, guys, don't get confused. First column is to item. That means from Asus laptop, I'm going to add some components. And I'm going to make that item as a Lenovo laptop. Quantity to quantity. Click on save and edit, as we don't have operations. So first go to general information. See, currently it is in unreleased status. So from Asus laptop, by adding or removing some components, I'm going to make it as a Lenovo laptop. So, and work definition is not mandatory. So completion in
Sarath, like when we are transferring one item to the another, then it should become a new item, right? Why it is?
No. Okay, I will give you. That's not example. So already there is a. I mean, laptop, Asus laptop is there, Lenovo laptop, both are manufacturing the same phone, same features. So just changing the logo. For example, I'm making as a Lenovo laptop. Ideally, it's not good example. Okay, let's take an example. So some cars, some car will take. So let's take a Hyundai i20 versions. So variants i20. So what are the variants here we have? So Hyundai i20 variants something. So there is a Elite i20 diesel era Magna Sports. For example, there is 3 different models. Era is one model, Magna Executive is one model, Sports is one model. Correct? So for example, here we have 3 models. So what is going to be a possible differences between 3 models? Performance is going to be same. And as well as, for example,
There could be a small differences and all.
sorry?
There could be a small differences like
Music
any other
system
accessories
or
or
LED
something.
lights or alloy wheels,
Yeah.
like that. Correct?
Correct.
So for example, in diesel era, I don't have alloy wheels. So remaining all going to be same. But in Magna executive version, I have alloy wheels. That is the only difference so far I have. But this is separate item. This is separate item. Correct?
Right, sir.
So now, for example, same scenario, what I will say is, so I manufactured Elite i20 era, some 10 quantity. Okay, as well as I manufactured Elite i20, what is that one? Magna. So Magna, some 15 quantity. Okay, if you want, you can perform for anything. So now I have a demand for Magna, so 20 quantity, and I don't have any demand for era. Now I want to ship today. The only difference between these 2 versions, the only, let's take an example, only difference between era and Magna is alloy wheels, alloy wheels, something. Okay. So then, for example, only difference is alloy wheels. So where this is a plate model wheel and this is a alloy wheel, but I need a 20 quantity of Magna. What you will do? Tell me. So some customer came and he want 20 cars today or tomorrow. So he said that he has to purchase with immediate effect. So to manufacture Magna, how long it will take them? Minimum 1 month. Let's take an example. Or else minimum 5 days. Then what you are going to do in this scenario?
We can add this alloy wheels into the
We will
era.
transform from alloy.
So that means by removing the plate wheel and by adding the alloy wheel to era version, we can transform to Magna. Correct?
And something we have to return it back also, whatever that is not.
Yeah, that's what, adding and removing. So we are removing the alloy plate type of wheel and we are adding alloy wheel. Correct? This is item 1. This is item 1. This is item 2. Both are different items only. In application point of view, both are different items or same item. Both are different items, correct? In this item structure, we have a plate wheel. In this item structure, we have alloy wheels. But can I make, once I manufacture that item, can I make this 10 quantity to Magna version 10 quantity by changing the components or not? It is possible, right? This basic scenario, is it possible or not?
Yeah, it's possible, sir.
So that means what
Yes.
you have to perform. For example, now I have demand for 20 quantity. Then what you are going to do? Yes, there is a difference for only one thing. Let's take not only one. Even if there is a two components is different. What you will do, for example? So rather than losing the customer business, so simply for this 10 quantity, we are not going to change item structure. We are not going to change work definition. Just already produce 10 quantity. Out of 10 quantity, I will take some 5 quantity. For those 5 quantity, I will change the wheels and I will make it as a Magna version. Correct? Or else alloy wheels and LED lights. Let's take an example. So I will change both components for the 5 quantity. Then those 5 quantity will become Magna version car. So that means 2 different items. Item 1, I'm transforming to item 2 by adding or removing some components, or else by adding and removing. It's up to, based on the requirement. Correct? Now what I'm going to do, so now by adding or removing, even you can perform both. So LED lights and alloy wheels to era version. So I'm going to make as a Magna by adding or removing LED lights and alloy wheels to era version. I'm going to transform to what? Magna version of car. Magna version of car. Clear? Spelling mistake.
Yes, sir.
Everyone, is this the concept is clear for everyone?
Yes, sure.
Yes, I don't have two
So
different.
earlier it was not available in the EBS, right?
It's not available. Yes, this is the only concept not available. Remaining 3 scenarios is available. Only this concept is not available. Okay. Okay. Then I'm going to perform this one. So default supply type push, because we have to push ASUS laptop to the shop floor. And once we complete, I'm going to place back to the FG sub inventory. Go to operations. So where we have to perform, I'm going to, if you want, you can define a work definition, but I didn't define a work definition. Manually, I'm adding only one operation, that is some assembly operation 1. So select OK. Select OK. So select save. Then add operation items. So by adding some test item, so by adding some component, what is that one? So let's expand. Select search. So it's ISCP. I hope some test item, something lesson. So some test item by adding or removing. I'm just adding this component. So one quantity. So by adding one quantity, so I'm going to add test item. I'm going to make this item as a. So if you want to, even rather than here, you can report at the time of material transactions, but I'm adding here. So now I'm going to transform the quantity into Lenovo laptop. Okay, before that one, what we have to do, first we'll verify the select setup and maintenance. Sorry, not setup and maintenance. Let's go to inventory management. First we'll go to inventory management, supply chain execution, inventory management. So go to task, select manage item quantities, So search the item SCP underscore Lenovo laptop. So now, so far we have 2 quantities available. That's fine. Select done. Now let's go to work execution. So go to task, select manage work orders, So currently, I think that is in which status?
So it was unreleased status.
So unreleased status. Let's make it a release. So release the work order. Select done. So now let's go to review dispatch list. Let's go to
Sarath,
yes.
we have to include that item now which we want to transfer it. We have to include it as a material, no?
Yeah, Asus laptop only we are transferring, right? So Asus laptop, we are going to push to the shop floor where we are going to add component and we are going to make it as a Lenovo laptop. So that is the reason. So we, at the time of adding the operation, we even added item also. You already added item, remember? Show you. So go to manage work orders. Go to manage work orders. So let's search. Select search. So 1014. Let's open the work order. So go to operations. See, I already added one item. Some test item I am going to add for this operation. Clear? Guys, are you able to hear me?
Yes. So we can also return as well, right?
But
No, we are
what
not.
is the item? Where is the item?
Manually, I'm going to return at the time of reporting the transaction. Let's take an example. Okay. So even manual reporting is there, right? At the time of reporting, I'm going to return it. At this moment, I'm not removing. I'm just adding an extra component. Okay. In this scenario, to transform, I'm adding one extra component. Okay, guys. So I'm adding one extra component in this scenario. Okay. So go to review dispatch list. So see, you can see by default reporting is enabled because only you can see for rework work order as well as you can see for transform work order that reporting is already reporting is already required because so the main component even rework we have to push the component final assembly from sub inventory to shop floor. Same not transform also the final assembly Asus laptop we need to push from sub inventory to shop floor. That is the reason by default reporting will be available. So by default system will report the one quantity. It will push. I'm going to complete the details. I'm already reported one quantity of test item to make this as a Lenovo laptop. See number of units completed at operation 10. So and transfer to FJ sub inventory. Now if you verify the review production transactions, review production transactions. So work order SEPH underscore 1014 is this one? Or this is the one?
Yes, 10141.
Yeah. See, first thing, so this, I mean, operation complete. So Lenovo laptop, we make it as a item as a Lenovo laptop. So resource is also got charged and so production also completed. Then if you go to references, what I can say is actions of view. Let's see. So here all columns are enabled. Okay. Then let's verify the on-hand quantity. So let's go to now we have to see. We will see 3 quantity. So let's go to inventory management. So navigate to manage item quantities. So item description is CP underscore Lenovo laptop. See now there is a 3 quantity. So did we manufacture from the beginning this Lenovo laptop? Did we manufacture from the beginning?
No, we
Now
just
what we have done?
we are just transferred the
From
Asus
Asus to
laptop.
Lenovo laptop as one quantity by adding one component. Likewise, you can remove also. Then how we are going to remove? So if you want to remove manually, you need to, as we don't have structure, as we don't have work definition also, manually you have to enter negative quantity. Okay. So for standard work order, negative quantity issue system won't allow, but remaining it will allow, right? Only for standard work order if you have to return, but rework, transform and non-standard system will allow you to perform negative issues also. Clear? You already tested on negative issue, right? Remember?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So likewise, so whatever the component you want to remove, you have to perform negative issue at the time of reporting the material transaction in that scenario. If you want to remove, as well as rather than adding item to the operations, still without adding items to the operations in work order creation. So manually you can add some items. That means manually you can report items as a positive content. You can transform. Okay.
Sharath, in the work order header, transform work order header, transfer from this item we have mentioned, but we have not mentioned anything about the from which locator we are going to transfer it.
By default, supply sub inventory will take as a stores, right?
Okay, automatically it will get
from parameters we already chosen as a stores.
Okay.
Remember, so by default it will take from stores only. As the default supply sub inventory is stores and the default completion is FG. Okay. So with this we completed quality as well as transform work order. So tomorrow we'll start with costing again. So costing also we need to discuss. Manufacturing only. So this week we'll try to complete costing setups. Okay, next week we'll perform the costing roll up and everything, and we'll close the manufacturing. So by discussing also.
Sarath, we generally used to write in the tables, no, different types of work order. What is it actually difference between these work order? If you could write it, it will be better in the tabular form, so that we will know what is the difference between these work orders.
Okay, I hope we written a couple of times. So standard work order. Last time in some videos we have written. Okay, I will return again. No problems. So please note it.
In quality, Sarath, we have quality actions also.
Yeah, issue. We created issue against that one. We acted, right? That is the quality action.
Okay. Sorry, are we going to cover that or?
No, we covered, right? We already taken the action. We reviewed as well as we opened the issue and we identify what is the contaminant and we work on that one and we remove the contaminant and we close the one. That's what we done, right? Within the workflow. Against quality issue, we acted or not? Total 6 steps.
But in the quality, there is a task manage quality action also.
Action means just you can whatever issue you created. So if you want to come back, from there you can navigate and what is the action you have to take, and from there you can act on again whatever the actions you have taken. From there you can search it. That's all. You got my point, right? Same thing. So rather than from the same navigation, so from that navigation also we can do. So simple things. For example, cycle counting is there. So cycle counting or physical inventory counting. So we can record the count sequences or we can record the physical inventory tags from such manage physical inventory counting, from the actions we can do, or else from record physical inventory counting task also we can do. Correct?
Yes.
Same thing here also.
Okay, so I was going through it, so I can see that change order and all these things over there on the quality action management page.
Okay, so let me go to quality change order. Means what will happen is once we acted again if you identify anything again we can make it. So I will tell you, it's not a big one. So how we create an item change orders and all these things, same like quality action also. So let me search. So
whatever action we have taken against that quality issue NC12, it has recorded over here in action.
Record 1 second. Second, let's search the data. So action select cancel. Select done. Let's search against the issue. It's already 9:10. Okay. NC 10 select search. So let's open this one. See here, So create quality action, nothing but whatever action we have taken, right? This is not done, we already completed that one. So whatever action we have taken, that is nothing but create quality action. So again as that one only, so we acted. So create quality action. It's I mean we already acted again as this one. So it is already in closed status. So 1 second. So tomorrow I will show. I mean anyhow it's already 9:10. So I will write this one and tomorrow I will show guys. Okay. It's already 9:10. I have to start. So please. Okay. Tomorrow first
Okay.
I will show that one. So just whatever workflow we have taken, right? That is the quality action. So tomorrow I will show that column. And tomorrow, okay, I will write tomorrow, guys. This is a standard, non-standard, transform and rework. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thanks.
Thanks for joining. See you tomorrow. Have a nice day, guys. Bye for now.